So I'm going to throw a word salad at you. Your initial response to each word, okay? Swans.
Red.
Richmond.
Batman.
Dusty.
Springfield.
iOS.
Phone.
Android.
Blade Runner.
All right.
Let's talk about Blade Runner.
Yeah, let's talk about Blade Runner. New or old? Original or?
Obviously both.
Both. All right. Well, my thoughts are with old Blade Runner. Obviously, Harrison Ford is the man. And when it comes to the just my appreciation of the film, what I really like about the old Blade Runner is the sense of noir. I like the gunplay, which is really kind of actually quite minimal, but it really adds to the sense that the main character is like this legit bounty hunter. I guess in terms of sci-fi, that and Fifth Element for me are probably two films which really exemplify future tech and the use of technology within films as a legitimate form of lifestyle expression, as a legitimate type of cultural artifact as opposed to just as a plot device. I can say something like Star Trek or maybe say Star Wars, where it's just used, spaceships and lasers are just used to kind of move plot along. In something such as the old Blade Runner, you see the use of technology constantly popping up, both to explain the way that the various simulations and androids form, as well as the way that the main character, has to interact with that environment. It to me seems to be like a similar thing going on with the new Blade Runner, where plot is really pulled along. At first, it seems like the special effects are better and the fight scenes are crazy, but actually really what's going on is like this journey of discovery and this big question of, is the main character a human or are they like an android? And this all comes down to something called Deckard's dream. There are a lot of clues in both films. What do you think?
Right.
What's your opinion?
This is Blade Runner. This is Deckard's apartment, ambient sound for 12 hours. Apparently, you can use this for to get into a meditative state, or there's people, there was a guy who said he had PTSD from going to Afghanistan or Iraq, but him playing this allows him to rest and sleep because it has some sort of...
Oh my god, that's a beautiful story.
How good is that?
I like this music. I like also how it appears in the same search list as Lucid Dreaming, Sleep Trap, and Aphex Twin, which is a
tripped.
Yeah, like a tripped kind of ambient voice. It's pretty cool. So yeah, you got the Blade Runner blues, of course. Very cool. Bit of Elder Scrolls background music. Nice. It's not a bad playlist. Might have to go back to that. So just getting back on topic, what are your views on New?
Oh, I like both of them.
I know. In terms of differentiation.
The reason was it was specifically a number of years after the first one, so it was perfect because the character had aged exactly the same amount of years that were in the actual film. So it was obvious that Ridley Scott would actually direct this one again, but it was very highly involved. Dennis Villeneuve had a very unique kind of vision. So he did Contact. You watched Contact?
Yeah.
And so he did Contact. The same guy did Contact.
Wow.
He did the new Blade Runner. And it was just like a reimagination of the whole thing. There was a distinct 3 parts to the movie, and everything is it's like if you were trying to create a revolution as a group of androids, you would do that. You would have a savior, and everyone would be programmed with the same thing, and everyone would think they're the one, they're the special one, because they all share the common dream of being able to reproduce and live longer than their use by date, which was 4 years or so. So yeah, that was really unique, and then
it was really unique, and it was also a powerful motivating factor for a number of the characters. And it seemed to me that that was an artificially imposed limit which hadn't been properly dealt with by the creators of the devices. That they created this situation.
That's what the Blade Runners were for.
Absolutely. That was the whole plot premise. And it seemed like a rather quirky bug to leave in the design of something which... why couldn't you just program it with like trick it, make it think it was...
It's like Slave. So they ended up making it was a different generation. So it wasn't the Nexus 8s anymore. It was 30 years later. So you had these perfect replicants. So Love, she was like the perfect android. That's why she kept saying, "I'm the best. I'm the favorite one." She was meant to be the apex of Mr. Wallace's technology. So you had that whole thing that was ripped off by, well, not really all ripped off, but that whole sort of altered carbon, human being had detached from a like from a Ziploc bag. It's like when you put a piece of tuna and you do that weird sort of boiling inside of the plastic bag to get it to cook out, but instead a human comes.
Human pours out. It's like next level science fiction. I guess the other thing about the end date was that it had several kind of powerful metaphors for real life, right? Like the idea of the expiry date is quite common in real life, and also the idea that we ourselves have an expiry date, and therefore that everybody has this internal struggle that they deal with. Does that not reflect what
I think it's like
these robots also face?
It's like waking up in a dream where you're already a certain age and you're guaranteed to die within 4 years, but you feel like a human, really close to human, but you have to live this false existence, this fabricated existence, sort of like.
But the thing is, if they're just AI,
it's like even if we but it's like
they're just still zeros and ones.
But it's
not like that.
Like
not really feeling
if you could transcend consciousness and go into a robot, that would be a perfect vessel. So what is human then? So if you could download yourself into an android,
That's the question.
well then what is you? So you die, but exactly all of your memories are stored in here.
If you could
transfer if you actually could transfer some sense of yourself.
So what's to say the creators? She makes all of the best dreams. She isn't all these. It's like having mind control over multiple avatars at the same time.
Which
control.
All of the memories are made by the same person.
What if you then have a situation where two sets of memories
mixed together? Who is there?
But they're all from her. That's the thing. She programs all of the memories that everyone gets.
No,
It's like having a brain that was painted by an artist. It's not. And there's no you being young. You're born into the age of usefulness, which is prime years of whatever, in your 20s for 4 years or something.
And you also pass out of that.
Well, your life is fully ended, even though you feel like you have a normal existence, even though you sleep like you want to feel like.
You probably hope not.
But once you get to Blade Runner once you get to 2039, it is biological. It's 30 generations after. That makes it say it's nothing like.
There's no longer any difference between machine and organic, except for the fact that they have these expiry dates. And there's still a question of, do they really have a soul? And of course, there's the fact that they're, ultimately they are a machine that is controlled by the human. I mean, the purpose of the Blade Runner is not the ones that don't want to end do enforce the law, right? Which is these things are just there to support humanity. But are they owed their own existence? Because
it's Deckard's child.
It's Deckard.
It's his dream.
No, it's Deckard. You talked about this great character, and then now you're talking about replicants like the people he's hunting, but he's a replicant.
He is a replicant.
Well, he's a replicant.
He's hunting himself.
No, he was on the road
all those years, and he had a child. That's the ultimate
story. That is the story. If you believe him, like him as a character, that's the same side. Like he's the one that could reproduce with Rachel.
So at which point, maybe
that's the best.
Maybe
the whole thing, it's obviously set up. And they set it up, because Terrell obviously made Deckard, and so they obviously made Rachel, and they obviously made them meet on purpose for this to happen. They were looking for it. They were trying to make it happen, and then when it happened, they wanted to shut it down. They wanted the capability. They wanted to be able, have the technology, but in bondage, not in freedom. So you could send androids that could reproduce and send them out into remote worlds and just harvest in places that were just completely uninhabited by people as well. They already did that, but harnessing that slavery is what they wanted, but that's why they needed to preserve the child. This perfect evolution. Everyone's dream is survive.
That's extremely deep. And on that note, we're going to leave it there. But I just want to thank you personally once again. Great work. And we'll be back again with some more hard-hitting facts about your favorite shows. Thank you very much. And good night. Good day, wherever it is on your part of this green earth.